Trump has been making some waves lately, in case you haven't noticed. I understand that there's been a lot of noise over the top of several other prominent wrong thinkers, but, T-Money, whenever he says something, people take notice. And recently he ended up having an interview with Sean Hannity, I don't know, giving him the rub a little bit, and Fox News in general. But he was doubling down on something that he said previously, and has since, over the past weekend, what would it be at this point in time? Triple, quadruple, trumped down once again on a statement of, yes, guess what, folks? I'm not gonna be a dictator, folks. Not for the whole time. I know some people tell me that I'd be a great dictator. I'd be a beautiful dictator, a wonderful dictator, but I wouldn't be one. The power would be tempting, but I wouldn't do that. I just want to make America great again. I don't want to have that much power, but of course I'll take it. For one day, so I can sign all my beautiful executive orders to make this country great, so we could have a fantastic second term. Some people say it's the third, but I will just stick with the second, okay, folks? Because that's what we're gonna have in 2024. But thanks to the likes of Republicans against Trump and stupid Dun Santis, Derp Santis, Short Santis, Dun Santis, whatever the hell you want to call them, furthering this narrative that Donald Trump is a dictator, and if you elect him again, it's just going to be the end. It's just going to be a Reich that will last for 1,000 years. Unbelievable. For a lot of people who were saying, oh my God, I can't believe that Ron DeSantis ruined his political career like this. I'm going to take the unpopular position that I'm glad that Ron DeSantis decided to peel back that skin suit, exposing the Bushite for exactly what he is, instead of him being the front runner in 2028, getting us stuck with that autistic midget being puppeted by Hillary DeSantis. He's out there calling for massive voter fraud in Iowa, and all the simps that his surrogates have in the community note section of Twitter, the ones that don't have a Ukraine flag in the bio, will just go ahead and run defense for our great First Lady of Florida. Well, congratulations. That's about the highest seat you're ever going to attain. Just go be a fucking wife. Just go be a mom for a second, okay? Because you're a really shitty surrogate, just like everybody else that Ron attaches to that fucking, sinking ship. Not so much of a campaign as it is a recreation of the Lusitania. But let's play some clips here real quick, shall we? It's kind of running back something that we heard from earlier this year, back in May or June or something like that, of Ron DeSantis trying to say that, Trump idolizes Xi Jinping. You know what Xi Jinping does? No, please tell us, Ron. We're all as dumb as you think we are by not understanding the horrors of communism. What the fuck are you actually talking about? Donald Trump says that the Chinese communist dictator is brilliant because he controls 1.4 billion people with an iron fist. I can't say bad things. Never Trump. Well, at least you're honest about your intentions. But no, if you have somebody, Xi Jinping, for as many problems as China and the Chinese economy has, if he can continue to stay in power, yeah, he's clearly doing something right. Guess what? For as much as I detest a few people that are out there, there are still some things that you could fucking learn from them. If you don't learn from your enemies, or if you don't have things that you can learn from your enemies, you're not choosing them wisely. So here's the 24 seconds that they think that, we finally got him, guys. Not the pussy tape, okay? Not all of the lawsuits, not all of the indictments, but this 24 seconds clearly and obviously discredits Trump. We got him, guys.
I say he's brilliant. The next day, article, he called President Xi a brilliant person. Yes. He controls 1.4 billion people with an iron fist.
Yes.
They want me to say he's just of average intelligence.
He's not a smart guy.
Okay, folks. Trump, once again, just has impeccable timing when it comes to captivating an audience.
They want me to say that he's of average intelligence. Okay, goodbye. Like, he's a smart guy, okay?
Everybody else would just go ahead and, trample over that obvious applause break, not letting it breathe for a second. It's not the reason I like Trump, one of many.
But the look, the whole thing, he stands in front of 1 million soldiers, they walk by, and they want me to say bad things. Can't say bad things.
No, I can't say. Oh, yeah, and they just love to quote mine off that one. I can't say bad things. No, because, hey, he's got 1.4 billion people under his thumb. It's really quite a sight when you see it in person. And
I'll tell you what, I've seen his hands. A lot of people make fun of my hands, but they're perfectly great. They're wonderful hands. They're big hands. But he, for having that many people under his thumb, I don't know how he does it. Very, very slight guy, tiny guy, but a very powerful guy. Very powerful guy.
And yes, to make matters worse, to really cement Donald Trump's authoritarian streak, he went and talked to Hannity and he said this: clutch your pearls, guys, it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Issue, though, because the media has been focused on this and attacking you under no circumstances. You are promising America tonight you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except
That's unfortunate.
Except, unfortunately, sorry, Trump, I got to cut you off for a second. I would never, ever, ever abuse power against anybody like they're doing it against me. I just can't believe that they would do that. I would never do that because I'm a good guy. A lot of people tell me I'm a fair guy, one of the fairest guys that they've ever known, but I'd never do that except for what, Donnie? Go for it.
except for day one.
One.
Except
Look,
for?
he's going crazy. Except for day one.
Meaning?
I want to close the border, and I want to
Yo, look at that power stance, by the way. So
I'm going to close the border and we're going to drill, baby, drill.
drill.
That's
drill,
not. That's
drill.
not. No,
I didn't know that.
Retribution. I got.
I'm going to be.
Shut up.
I'm going to be. You know, he keeps. We love this guy. He says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" I said, "No. Other than day one, we're closing the border." And we're drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator.
So that sounds to me like you're going back to the policies when you were president.
That's
All right.
exactly.
That's exactly right, Sean. You goofy little bastard. Of course, fucking, what are you, stupid? God, who hired this guy? All right, everybody who hired you has been fired. The last one standing, well, sitting in your case.
And then, of course, Trump, knowing that he had a good line, ended up doing an event in New York City and then playing off of his coined phrase from last week that
I'll only be a dictator for a day, just for one day. And if anybody gets out of line, well, maybe 2 days, but one day, just 1 day, and then we can make America great again.
So he went and played it for another audience. It got a laugh break again because, well, boomers are going to boom. But it's fine. It's funny, But like I said, the establishment, oh my God, guys, he's saying the quiet part out loud. He's mask off. Trump defends dictator comments. Defends dictator comments. This is always disingenuous. A comedian makes these claims. It's like it's a fucking joke, but when you just go ahead and write it in black and white, yeah, it doesn't really look quite as good as saying that, 9 out of 10 people enjoying the gang. Comedian apologizes or, makes a horrid claim about, this horrific act. It's like, yeah, well, it's called comedy, you idiots. But Trump defends dictator comments amid New York City soiree filled with MAGA diehards. What his backers, his friends, the people that are tired of the insanity in New York City, MAGA diehards, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. The chairman of an Australian political party funded by oh my Christ. Politico, work harder to front load your stories, okay, pal? Funded by ex-Nazis, a conservative Twitter star behind the anti-trans Bud Light backlash, and former President Donald Trump all walked into a bar. Seriously. Oh my God, guys, we need to go ahead and take all this stuff seriously. Heaven forbid that we would take any money from anybody who ever collaborated with the Nazis before. How much money has George Soros poured into Politico? Just asking for a friend. And if you want to talk about slanderous social media propagandizing and leading cancellation attempts, can you guys call up Media Matters? I'm just wondering. On Saturday night in Manhattan, amid butler-delivered Bellinis, sequined ball gowns, and 5-course French service meal, sounds like a great time. Characters from all corners of the Republican Party's MAGA faction, the only part of the Republican Party that matters, for a night of dinner, drinking, and love of country. Trump, the New York's Young Republicans Club, 111th, well, it's not really young anymore, annual gala keynote speaker delivered. We want to liberate America because we're the country that's in a lot of pain right now, a lot of hurt. Trump told that, that one's the off the cuff comment by Trump because he's got to go ahead and, tag anything that he wants. I can read a little bit, but I think the people want a little bit of extra dodge, so I'm going to go ahead and provide it for him. This campaign
campaign is on a righteous crusade to rescue our nation from the very corrupt political class. They're so corrupt.
On the heels, what is Ron in the Crown? Reaffirmed gag order, a debate of largely deferential Republican opponents, and a near slam dunk poll numbers for the Iowa caucuses just weeks away. But don't worry, guys. According to Dave Rubin, Ron DeSantis has Iowa in the bag and New Hampshire. Okay, perhaps you need to traffic another kid to go ahead and clear your memory. Those are jokes, folks. They're jokes, YouTube censors. Trump made his pledge to return to the White House. Well, yeah, exactly. When you have such dominant numbers over literally everybody else in the field, you can go ahead and make some lofty claims. The former president also addressed, former and future, get your facts right, has comments earlier this week where he said he would not be a dictator except for one day when he returns to office in 2024. Oh, I bet you that burnt the hand of the journalist at Politico to write when he returns to office in 2025. Baker today in the New York Times said that I want to be a dictator, and so did Politico. Trump said, referencing an article from the newspaper's chief White House correspondent. I didn't say that. I said I want to be a dictator for one day, just one day. You know why? You know why I wanted to be a dictator? Because I want a wall, a big, beautiful, a great wall, a fantastic one that works, and I want to drill. Trump said, adding the Democrats' newest hoax is to label him a threat to democracy. Trump, I gotta go ahead and correct you for a second. That's been what they've been saying about you for as long as you've announced your presidential candidacy. I'm not talking about this time around. I'm talking in 2015. He's a threat to democracy. Shut your mouth. Former president was preaching to his base Saturday as a mix of firebrand conservative media icons, siloed far-right lawmakers, and wealthy MAGA-loving donors chanted his name and cheered pro-Trump speeches from carefully plated banquet tables, simultaneously trying to make Trump seem like he's out of touch. But then in a corresponding article, I'm sure Politico will just go ahead and say Trump speaks like a toddler. Why would anybody fucking support him? But you can also take a look at the, empty coffers of the RNZ. Thank you, Rana the Hutt, for driving the fucking party into the ground. But the MAGA side of the Republican Party, that's the only profitable side. That's the only side that has a fucking future. Anybody who thoroughly embraces the establishment narrative, do you think Nikki Haley, outside of maybe one or two more debate appearances, is going to have any sort of political relevance after this cycle? Ron DeSantis, that's fantastic. You get a couple more years to be governor. You should probably just go ahead and, get in front of that stuff and maximize your time there and just drop the fuck out of the race already. The only person who's actually raised their stock during this political, or rather presidential cycle is Vivek Ramaswamy. And you know why? Because he's fully embraced the current wind. He took the temperature. He's seen where everything's blowing in the Republican Party and decided, you know what? Nobody else is adequately picking up this torch. Okay, if Trump wins, okay, I know that we're already presupposing the conclusion of 2024. We're looking ahead a year into the future. There can't be any more Trump. This is it. Okay, he runs again in 2024. Win or lose, Trump is done. That is 4 years down the drain. Hopefully it's with Trump at the helm, but if not, you got to look forward to the future, because Trump at 82 ain't fucking running again. Okay, that's just the way it is. He's got to hand off the baton, win or lose, in 2028. And there's nobody else. There's nobody else on the bench, and Vivek has decided to go ahead and parrot, and in some points even kind of do Trump a little bit better. Okay, you remember the Notebook on stage, Nikki equals corrupt? If he gets as bombastic as that and builds off of that persona, ain't nobody, not even, smooth talking Gavin Newsom can out charisma that guy if he gets on stage in that form or fashion. That was rare form right there, and that is a force to be reckoned with moving forward. Once he gets that Trump endorsement, you're the next one, kid. I like you, even though you got kind of a funny last name. Should work on tightening that up. It would help with SEO and all that stuff. People would actually be able to recognize you, and hey, a good look for you. Vivek Rams. Yeah, I like it a lot. But who else is out there? Carrie Lake? Maybe. If she finds a way to do something good with Arizona, if she ends up winning that Senate election in 2024, she could stake her claim. But outside of that, the bench is empty for the Republicans. For as bad and desolate as the Democrat Party is going to be in 2028, like, they can at least go, Gavin's our guy. But outside of that, if California continues on its current trajectory, his ability to run for 2024 is about as good as he's going to look. So I still think, there's going to be a late stage replacement. We'll probably be doing a video in 2024 somewhere around May or June of, wow, look at that, Gavin's, swapping out Biden. This shit is going to get fucking ridiculous. But the Democrats are doomed going forward. And that's why they are working overtime to slander anybody that they think is going to be an issue in the future. Trump, well, he's always going to be a lightning rod, but just watch how many attacks we're going to see on Vivek here in the next few months, leading into the next few weeks, how that ratchets up, and the way that they want to go ahead and hold up, the ineffectual losers like Nikki Haley, like Ron DeSantis. And if they could physically, well, it might take the entire team, but to a lesser extent, and that's the first time that's ever been affixed to him, but Chris Christie. It's going to be an interesting 2024. I'm looking forward to it because all the spin jobs, thanks media, it's really tough in content creation. It's really tough doing a daily news show to make sure that you have adequate content going forward into the future, but as disingenuous as your ability to turn away audiences is only matched by independent journalists' abilities to captivate an audience, you're really providing very good job security for 2024 and into the future. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.